Oh, hi, hello, how's everybody doing? There's not going to be a live jaw harp on Saturday night. It's going to be a family weekend, but just doing a little bit of harping on Friday night. How are y'all doing? What I've been doing as of late, well, the past day, is I've been playing harps that are really not as melodic as many of the ones that I normally play, because I got on this kick where I played a bunch of melodic harps. Now I'm switching over, I'm playing harps that are more crunchy in tone, more gnarly. And just seeing where I can go from it. Hey, Betty Little, how you doing? Just saying how's... Oh, nice. Happy birthday. I was doing a little bit of pinky muting there. This harp has a medium stiff reed, and I'm touching just the bottom corner of it. If I hit it in the center, it'll kill it, so I want to just brush up against the edge is where I have the best luck with the pinky. And I'm letting the reed come to me. I'm not meeting the reed in the middle, because if I hit it in the middle at its resting point, it's going to stop. So I let it come to me and just come down and get off it. I'm doing this harp doesn't normally have a draw start, but I'm just offsetting it just a touch forward with my thumb. There's that. There I'm just pushing it forward, so I call that a manual draw because I'm manually offsetting it forward. Do I have a wolf or a bird one? I don't have any that have any birds on them, and I don't think I have any that have any wolves on. Masco makes a harp with a wolf emblem on the front of it. Actually, a lot of his harps, I believe, have wolves on it. There, I hit it too far. I hit it almost at the resting point in the center of the reed, and it stopped it. What I'm trying to do is just get just the edge of it. Oh, they are well. The little one just got his haircut today. The first haircut. We kept an envelope full of it, but yeah, maybe to make. Somebody asked if we kept me and my son's hair. Maybe we'll make a baby book out of it. I don't know, but yeah, we got some of it. He had pretty long, pretty curly hair. It was time for the haircut. But yeah, I've been playing. There for a while, I focused just mainly on a lot of melodic instruments, and now I'm playing the harps, the crunchier tones, some with the saturation. I figure if I play only one type of harp for too long, it's going to start to give me tunnel vision. I'm only going to think in one mindset. So about every month to every 6 weeks, I try to break the cycle and play the type of harp that I play the least. So, should we do? Oh yeah, I haven't played the Glaser and Star in forever. And for muting the Glaser and Star, I don't even brush the reed. I brush the frame, and the frame gives me a resting point off it because I want, for a mute, I want the reed to come to me. I don't want to go to the reed. It's good to branch out, and like whatever type of harp that I'm playing the most of, I'm getting away from that for probably the next week or so, playing lots of saturated, lots of crunchy tones. Is there a rule for which harps only pluck in one direction, like Mun harp I have coming? I would highly advise, for when you have a melodic instrument like a Mun harp or a Morchang, not only do they, most Mun harp and Morchang, not play really well outward, you can deform the reed a little bit easier playing outward, especially if the harp isn't as loud outward. A lot of times the tendency is to pluck it harder to get more volume out of it. Well, that deforms the reed up. So if you're going to be using it for like melodic content, a harp with a reed deformed forward won't perform as well melodically. I know that a reed will last longer plucked inward than it will outward, because outward it over compresses the reed in this dimension. Here you're bending the spring the way it wants to. Hey George, what are you up to? But yeah, somebody asked about the Mun harp they have coming. I would stick to playing it inward, and if you're not playing much inward, I would switch over to inward, at least for playing that. And it's going to grow your technique playing inward. I prefer to play inward like 90-some% of the time, just because I get better sustain. I feel like I have better control inward, and I get better tone. He says about 6 foot. I'm about 5'10", so not that tall. I was the run of the litter. Well, not the run, but one of the shorter of the Bebs. They go all the way up to 6'4". Yeah, outward I'm not getting much just because the reed is recurved so hard. But yeah, I wouldn't advise playing your Mun harp. Mun harp are normally a pretty expensive harp anyways. I wouldn't advise playing them outward. But some people do, and they have great results to it. I like plucking Mun harp like in the same way that I pluck a Morchang, kind of from this what I call a rested position, either holding my fingers or just hands butted together, or sometimes I'll even rest my fingers here, depending on where I need to be, because the harp reed might be out further. Yeah, this is a good sounding harp. This is Vitowski. I recently revisited the Zvitowski. Earlier on in my harping, when I first played Zvitowski Mun harp, I really didn't understand them as much because I didn't understand how to get open and closed tones and melodic nature out of instruments. I'm not a melodic player, but I know a bit about the melodic open-close style, but not so much about open-close melodic compositions, if I'm wording that correctly. Past couple days, I've been concentrating on harps that are crunchier in tone or more saturated in tone because I've been on this melodic kick for so long now. I'm like, I need to break things up. I need to mix things up because I'm falling into the same rhythm, doing the same things. So I'm going to play harps that are a lot more crunchy or a lot more melodic. I don't know if crunchy is a term for harps, but I'm just using it right now because really saturated instruments, they sound crunchy to me. That buzzing. Give this one a try. I need something crunchier than that. We want something a little bit more saturated than that. We'll go about another 4 or 5 minutes. It's just going to be a short live upload because there won't be any live upload this weekend. I might have the video on grinds coming out. Yeah, crunchy equals like, when I say crunchy, and that's not a legit musical term, I don't think, and it's not a jaw harp term. It's just something I'm saying for tonight. Crunchy is where something is like saturated. Saturation is an abundance of the higher overtones. It leads to that crackling nature. Let's grab a Zology. Zology are normally pretty saturated. Actually, that one's not too saturated at all. I'm getting good melodic tone out of everything I play. Something really saturated. What would be saturated? I'd say Glasrin Wave. See, on my bell ring, I have that crackling nature. So I'm just gonna call them crunchy harps. But you may use that term elsewhere, and people are like, "What are you talking about, crunchy harps?" It's not a real term. I'm just calling it. I'm having to mute this one a bit different. It doesn't have, a wave doesn't have nearly as big or as powerful as a reed as like a star. So the star is a bit easier to mute. I find the harder harps to mute are the flat-fronted harps, especially the ones with more flexible reeds. And for the flat-fronted instruments like a Glasrin, I'm muting and I'm touching the top of the frame and letting the reed come to me, because if I touch the actual reed itself, it'll stop it, because the resting point is the front of the harp. So it's easier to basically use the top of the harp here as a rest, because I find that I have a more controlled mute. And I haven't been doing much muting as of late because I've just been playing the melodic style instruments. But when I'm playing stuff that's a little bit crunchier, a little bit more saturated, getting into the mutes. Here I'm having a good luck, and each harp has a sweet spot for muting, so this one feels like it's right about here, and I'm just glancing off the frame. see, we're at 15 minutes. We're going to wrap it up with that. There won't be any live upload on Saturday. I may have a video coming out tomorrow. I'll have to see how tonight goes, if I can get everything, all the metadata done on it. Anyways, I love y'all. Have a great weekend. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a nice weekend outside, at least here in the Midwest. I love y'all. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more harpry. Keep your harps clean, keep them dry, keep them oiled, and be good to each other. Adios. Love y'all. Adios.